Hey everybody, this is Zach Rosen from The New Gay. I'm here speaking behind the camera. More importantly, I'm with Romy and Oliver from the XX, who are a band that has been getting a lot of attention here for about the last 6 or 7 months, and I think rightfully so. My first question for you guys might sound a little bizarre, but I'm headed somewhere with it, and it's about VCR. And my question, just to start off, is why, as odd as this might sound, why VCR versus a Blu-ray or DVD player? Yeah.
VCR was one of the first songs we ever wrote. Well, you kind of instigated it.
Yeah, I guess it sort of came about when we were about 16, so I guess it's about 5 years ago. And then, back then, I guess it was probably the tail end of VCRs, and I was still watching things on videotape, so it didn't seem that it wasn't like a retro thing. But yeah, I guess now it seems like not that many people watch VCRs, I guess, but it just fitted right at the time.
Okay. And I asked that because I think a lot of your appeal has to do with the fact that you don't sound... No one's going to listen to you and say, oh, that is vanished from 2009. You know, a lot of bands really sound of the moment, and then they might not sound of the moment a year or two later. Kind of what is... I hate to ask what your songwriting process is, but are you aware of trying to make music that doesn't really sound tethered to any particular year?
Yes. And also of just... I kind of like to make it as kind of universal as well as possible, to kind of generally be as vague as possible, because I want people to kind of be able to listen to these songs and in, I don't know, 10, 20 years time, and think, rather than thinking that's how it was then, it can kind of still be relatable and they can still fit it to their kind of own personal experiences. And that's kind of whether they be a boy or a girl. That's why we do a lot of yous rather than hims and hers, and
right.
Kind of talking about me being a guy. So I just kind of like to be as vague as possible, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you everyone that reads my website, which is called The New Gay, probably appreciates the lack of gender, because it makes things a little more relatable for all of us. Yeah, and where's I headed with that? Yeah, and also, this might sound, you probably ask this a lot, but do you guys write particularly at night, or in the woods, by a fire, by the sea?
Yes. I guess
In the woods.
we're definitely city people, and so I guess it's more sort of living room, bedroom than tent. But I do a lot of my writing at night and try and be really alone and sort of cut myself off, and it's sort of getting to that point where you're so tired, things become a bit dreamlike, and you know, it's kind of, that's the kind of best state for me to write in, I think.
Okay. Yeah, go on, sorry.
Also, we wrote, we also live at home with our families, and we wrote this album kind of from the age of 16 up until now. Sorry, one second.
Sure.
Yeah, because we all live at home, and we were all very private about what we were doing, and just kind of at night was a time when everyone had gone to sleep, and you could do kind of sing and do what you're doing in privacy without kind of interruption or kind of any paranoia that anyone was listening, really, because everyone had gone to sleep. So a lot of it was done at night for me.
Okay. And also, one's experience of love when you're 16 versus 19 is very different. And Romy, you mentioned dreams. Were these kind of things that you wrote when you were 16 about what you wanted kind of romantic experience to be like, or were they based more on what... yeah, go on.
I think, I guess at 16 it was a lot more sort of expectation and observation and things like that, and just through listening to a lot of love songs, really, I guess you can sort of create imagery in your head and things and what to write about. And then as time's gone on, it's kind of come from more personal experiences, and it's very therapeutic to sort of write lyrics and sort of things that going on in my head, and so it has changed.
Speaking of darkness, how do you guys feel about Massive Attack? That's always been the band that I thought you might have sounded the most like or most kindred with.
Massive Attack, I think it's fair to say, are my favourite band ever.
Really?
Yeah. I think they've just been consistently extraordinary. I love their new album. It grew on me. I kind of liked it when I first heard it, but I've been listening to it a lot. And I hope to play with them one day. I'm a huge fan.
And do you think trip hop's ever going to come back as a viable genre?
Well, Portishead made a comeback only like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was a great album as well. So, yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
And speaking of, I guess, kind of comebacks and the way bands are perceived, how nerve-wracking is it that you guys have created this thing that's just so huge, especially in the last 6 months? It's kind of I don't want to say you're unavoidable, because, like, syphilis is unavoidable. But how does it feel just know that so many people think that you're just so amazing? How much pressure does that create?
I try and not think about it, to be honest.
Okay.
Just because, we wrote this album at a point where absolutely nobody knew us. I wasn't even showing the music, doing kind of with like my friends and anyone outside the band really. So we were just working under no expectation, and it was a very kind of relaxing way to go about things. And now writing in the kind of mind frame that a lot of people might hear this at some point, and we do have to match something, is terrifying. I won't lie, but I'm gonna try my best to kind of just block it out from my mind. And although there is kind of some kind of expectation now, I don't want to hurry about things in any way. So if this takes us a year, it takes us a year. If it takes us 5, it takes us 5. I just think we took our time on this first one and it worked out well for us. So I like to keep with it.
Okay, cool. And are you sick of people asking what your relationship is between the two of you?
No.
Just because I guess it's so obvious to us what it is, you know, and so it's just kind of funny that anyone would think otherwise, you know.
What is it?
Just he's like my brother, really, you know. It's like best friends. It's kind of someone in your life. I don't have a conscious memory of him not being there, so it's kind of that, you know, the idea of us being together is just kind of hysterical. But you know, it's funny though.
I've got an older sister, and I've known Romy since I was 3, and me and Romy argue about the same things that I do with my sister, most kind of like smallest petty things, and it is kind of, I see the similarities. It is very much like a sibling relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, I guess my final question is, when the kind of love you sing about in your songs, I guess, is that the kind of love you're talking about? This kind of sisterly, brotherly, like just you're in my life love, or?
No, I kind of see it more as kind of, it's kind of romance, and it's, I kind of see what we're doing. It's not a Sonny and Cher kind of dynamic. We're not singing to one another. It's kind of outward, singing at kind of different people, and I see what we do as just kind of crossing paths, and
I think a collaboration really. It's kind of almost like we're basically in our songwriting almost solo artists, and then we it's like a collaboration with our 2 personal experiences, and a lot of the time things have just really fitted together, and something I've come up with, Oliver just had something already that he'd written that fitted, or something like that, and so it's kind of maybe we're on a similar wavelength of things, but it's definitely very separate.
Okay, awesome. Anything you want to say to all your gay fans? Because there are a lot of them.
Chip are amazing. Yeah, it's been a fun tour, and also check out. We've just come off our own tour with a band called JJ, who I kind of highly recommend everyone checks out.
Listen to Holly Miranda as well.
Awesome, thank you both so much.
Always.
The XX, everybody.